Now, shifting gears to your campaign,
Yeah.
how are we feeling heading into this election?
I feel good. As I said earlier today, one of my mentors, former Governor Dave Heineman, told me, if you do good at your job, that's what you have to worry about. People will send you back. And, this is a difficult political environment for both Republicans and Democrats. Our country oftentimes divided on some of the most important issues. But, I'm active in our communities. I'm visible. I am listening. I am working to do my best to represent not just Republicans, but all the Democrats and all the independents that live in this district. I hold town halls. I make myself available, and I work to celebrate the wins, no matter what party somebody's in. I mean, we're in this together as Nebraskans, and this week has been incredibly uplifting for me. I've had great events in Papillion, Columbus, Norfolk, and then today in Lincoln. And when you're busy doing your job as a member of Congress, you're usually at official events, but to see all of these longtime friends come out and be supportive, I've been doing this since 2004, and it's fun to see these folks that I have spent decades with, working in the trenches with, come out and support my race. And so my spirits are really high.
Yeah, and what are some of your big priorities that you hope to carry into a second term?
Well, one of the things I'm most proud of is, I've been in Congress almost 4 years, and I'm the chairman of a subcommittee, which is something that doesn't happen very often, of an A committee. And I am the chairman of the Main Street Caucus, which is 88 members of Congress in the Republican side. We meet every week. I'm in the Speaker's office twice a week. I'm at the leadership table with the top leaders in the House of Representatives, and I want to build upon that. Like every day that I go to Congress, I try and do even better on behalf of the people in the first district. And I think putting myself in a leadership spot, very excited about my housing bill, which is on its path to pass, which is landmark legislation, first housing bill since 2015, biggest remodel of a HUD program since 1993. All of that kind of comes together for me. And, I see, now that I've been there 4 years, I see a path towards doing even bigger things for Nebraska. I need to earn and continue to earn the respect of those that decide who gets to be our representative and deliver for the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it definitely helps when you have a couple years under your belt.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
I went to the Nebraska legislature when I was 28, and there's a learning curve there. I was lucky. After 2 years, I got to be the speaker, which was an amazing honor. And I think that experience in a legislative body has helped shape my success in Congress, because you have to understand how a legislative body works. You don't get to walk in the room and say, okay, everybody, sit down, we're going to do A, B, and C. You have to go around and say, hey, I'd like you to consider this idea, or how could we do this? Or, okay, what's your idea? How do we take your idea and use some of my ideas and push us forward? And that's the magic of being a legislator. I actually think it's much harder to be a legislator than it is a member of the executive branch, because they got to wake up and just make a decision. I got to wake up and say, okay, how am I going to get 270 people to agree with this idea, which is far more complex and plural than one person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't envy you guys' job. I think that every day when I'm writing about these really complex bills, and just the amount of work it goes into to get that final product out the door.
And even more so in Congress. I mean, when you have, I'm used to a unicameral. You have the House and the Senate and the President. A lot of cooks in the kitchen. That's what makes it so gratifying when it works.
Absolutely. And you talked a little bit about one of your challengers and his experience in Washington. I guess, what are your thoughts again on him?
I just think if you want to represent us, you have to be one of us. You have to live here. You have to have your kids go to school here. You got to own a house here. You've got to pay taxes here. If you look at my last 20 years of my life, I've worked on issues in the Republican River Basin. I've worked on, I was here for the 2019 floods. I saw as we rebuilt literally hundreds of bridges. I've experienced the highs and lows of Husker athletics, and I helped develop the university campus, or the University Innovation Campus. And today in Congress, I'm helping it grow by adding a $130 million ag research facility. I built a business here. I made a payroll every 2 weeks since I was 24 years old in Nebraska. I've had to make the same decisions a lot of us have on health insurance, and how do you pay for it, and how do you make sure you offer it to your employees. And so I just feel like, no disrespect to anybody else, but I've been on the job, living here, working here, investing here, and thriving here, and raised my kids here. And I've got one son still in a high school here. So there's a lot of that comes with a lot of benefits. Like I know the lay of the land. I know the people. I know the mayors. I know the city council people. I know the legislature. I've experienced the Lincoln business community. I know how important the arts are to folks in our nation, in our state's capital city. So I just think that all is a benefit when you're working on behalf of the people.